have you join us on this edition of Art House. I'm Melinda Kinlami. On our lineup today, we have some solo exhibitions from a show depicting the growth of this artist. To another at the Kokopelli Gallery in Lagos. Details when Art House returns in a moment. Do stay with us.
The creative process of an artwork is more important than the finished product.
Let's begin with this solo exhibition by Laolu Otiko in Lagos.
The works of art are peculiar and different from the norm, as Laolu Otiko brings a breath of fresh air with his new style in this solo exhibition in Lagos. But first, a bit about the artist here today.
I started professionally in 2015 after I left university, and then I was only good with pencil sketches. I knew no other medium, but over time I learned to develop working with digital illustrations and canvas paintings as well. And this is a combination of all of that I've done over the past decade, and that's what I'm doing today.
Faces and Phases of a Solo Sojourner is the title of this exhibition, which captures the artist's journey over time, the highs and lows he has encountered before getting to this stage in his career.
This chronicles every phase that I've gone through over the past decade as a person, as an artist, what my story has been, and I'm hoping everyone here can see something here that they connect to as well. Because it tells the story of a boy that has grown into a man, it tells the story of someone who is finding purpose, it tells the story of someone who is looking for something bigger than themselves, and that is what I'm trying to show here with the pieces on the wall.
Lovely body of work. For a single artist to have this amount of work, it's astonishing. And all of his work can show you, if you really look at it, you can see the journey and the progress across different years. I think there's a body of work over there that was dated as far back as 2016, I guess. I'm not exactly sure of the date now. But you can tell that he has been consistent. If you look at some of the pieces, you can find elements that are identical and they match each other. I would say Laolu's work is fantastic. All his bodies of work are a masterpiece.
The creative process is a daunting and intensive process for the artist.
There are some pieces here where I thought of them from like 4 or 5 years before I even tried putting them down. But once I have a thought in my head, it's always there, it's always kicking at me, it's always pulling at me to do it. But to do the actual work, at times it can take maybe a day, at times it can take maybe 30 minutes to an hour. But with the paintings, that needs more time, needs more expertise. Then we can do maybe, at times we go a week, at times 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, depending on how deep and how well intended my artistic vision needs to be in it. That's it.
Laolu Laolu's work is kind of very dynamic. He's more or less like a multidisciplinary artist. You can see different art styles from the digital illustration to the acrylic on canvas. And looking through his pieces, you can see a form of depth whereby all the pieces have a story to tell. There are some that, looking at them, you can see the story and the emotions that they depict, even without looking at the title. So I can say the art is awesome, and it's awesome, and it's also beautiful to see.
Some of the stories captured in the works of art are also explained, drawing a lot of inspiration from his mother.
As you can see, my mother is here today, so I have a very, very deep connection with her. She raised me as a single mother since the age of 7, so I've always had that connection to finding what makes women go on even when things don't work well in this world that we live in. I mean, I've seen her go through things that the average person cannot handle, and I'm not saying that because she's my mother. I'm saying that because it is true, it is real. And I've always been drawn to that version, that femininity. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with finding that part of myself, and I can tell those stories, even if it's from a man's perspective or from a woman's perspective. We are all important. We are all here with our stories. We have something to do. We have something to tell, and we must share that. So if I share my stories from the perspective of a woman, it means I believe in women. It means I love what they are. I love what they do. I love them as much as I love myself. I believe in them as I believe in myself. And I believe we can tell every story without segregating anyone or any form of, I don't know what other word to use for it, but I believe everyone has the story to tell, and I can tell from any perspective that I choose.
It's a quiet one that things come from within him, and that is the expression of what he has inside that we are seeing today, that he has brought forth. Quiet, unassuming. He doesn't get annoyed. That's what I know about him. So I thank God for today. I don't know. I'm impressed because I was not even thinking of coming, but the siblings said, "No, mommy, you have to come now." And entering this place, I just give God all the glory.
The artist wants viewers to find a connection through these exhibited pieces and to be aware that someone sees, hears, and has probably captured their experiences through a medium that speaks louder than words.
After holding several exhibitions to showcase the beauty of the arts and going to the extent of opening up their precious private collections, members of the Society for Art Collection take the conversation even deeper with the annual colloquium at Alliance Francaise in Lagos.
I see art always as an essential ingredient to survival. Today, we're still talking about Enwanwu, over 20 years after he died. Talking about Picasso, who died so many years ago. We're talking about Basquiat, who also died several years ago. His piece of work, if you find it anywhere, you're looking at $20 million. That is what we should use our society to bring to our economy.
This year's theme, Art Collecting and Preservation, Best Practices in Documenting and Protecting Your Collection, is explored.
This year's theme, emphasizes the important roles that these elements, play in the preservation and conservation of our heritage, our cultural heritage, and also ensuring that the integrity and the longevity of this our cultural collections, particularly, are maintained.
Collectors, curators, and cultural stakeholders deliver valuable insights.
On the insurance side, though, we need a bit more structure. There are basic challenges in insuring art in Nigeria, and that's because of we don't have the full ecosystem and structure around it. And I'm talking about, standardization. One of the major elements is valuation. It's about how do we get an ecosystem going that people can trust and standards that can be used so that you can look at this and within 10% plus or minus, or even 15% plus or minus, you can look at what a piece is supposed to be valued at.
We are among the few countries that don't have a national register of arts. And so today, if you have a very important piece of collection, there is no way anybody will know whether it's original or not, even when you donate it to a museum or a gallery. So that's something we need to look at. But holistically, if you ask me, 4 important policy or laws need to be in place. One is to govern the market for art collection and art transaction. We don't have that yet.
For the group, this gathering reflects on ongoing commitment to shaping the creative and cultural industries through dialogue, collaboration, and shared knowledge.
We have more to see when Art House returns in a moment. Do stay with us.
Our wordsmith for this week is titled Writer of Destiny by Anila Bukhari. Write something bright for those who experience 1,000 deaths each day. Write some smiles for those whose pillows are moist with tears each night. Write a few pure moments of love for those who could never call anyone their own. Write a few droplets of soothing dew on their lips. Write true happiness in their pounding hearts. Write the fulfillment of unrealized dreams in their eyes. Write floral bracelets of joy for their soft hands. Write swinging earrings of solace for their ears. Even if you write nothing else, dear Lord, you must write freedom for them.
And these are the works of art you sent in recently. Let's begin with Abiola King Abiola's mixed media called Love is Everything. Then Mindset is Power is a pen on paper work by Austin Abayi. Then this fiberglass piece is called Arigungu Fisherman. It's done by Donald Eko. Elegance in Time is an acrylic on canvas work by Pupuola Nuruddin. Then the breadwinner is how Chijioke captions his cane stick and oil on canvas piece. Market Day is an acrylic on canvas work by Innocent Chikeze. Eruption of Joy is by Tomiwa Adelagun. It's done with mixed media. He says, put a smile on your face no matter the weather. Then Victor Ukachi Has Strength is done with acrylic on canvas. Then we wrap things up with Paul Ogunlesi's untitled piece done with charcoal and watercolor on acid paper. And that concludes the works of art you sent in recently. We really appreciate you for sending them in and encourage you as always to keep them coming.
Time to enjoy another solo exhibition of contemporary art at the Kokopelli Gallery in Lagos.
The Kokopelli Gallery in Lagos is the venue for this solo exhibition titled What Endures, What Fades, where the collective memory and cultural heritage that shape communal identity has been shared.
This talks about traditions, trends, cultures, memories, stories that have been passed down from past generations to the new generation, and how all these experiences influence a person, how it informs our decisions, how it informs our state of mind, how it molds us, how things that have passed from one generation to the other has been filtered, what has stayed, what has endured, what is relevant to me now, and what do I no longer need that I want to discard of.
She's a Nigerian artist that uses coffee and burnt, fire to work. That's her medium of expression. And this exhibition called What Endures, What Fades is mostly talking about, how traditions, how some traditions have, over time they've been transformed, and how some of these traditions have also dissolved as well. So if you look at some of the works that she's displayed, you can see some things that are very relatable. So basically, the exhibition is talking about the things of the past that we still use now in the present, and what are those things that have completely gone out of conversation.
The curator speaks on how the images allow viewers to reflect on life, looking at the traditions which have faded with time, using her unique coffee medium and fire technique.
This technique is not something that is widely used by many artists. There are a lot of artists that we have, but this coffee and fire technique is different, and even also the way that she expresses her works, expresses her thoughts are different as well. That for me stands out. As you can see, they're if you see the works behind me, they are cut out, they are burnt, they all look old, they have this vintage look. So for me, that's it stands out from every other artist that we have here in Nigeria.
These legacies and transformations are told through the works of art.
Considering that it's taking us back to a time of our lives when we all use box TVs, when we use Walkman, when we used to wear those big hats with the handmade hats. So it's just, what we can take from this is that, over time, some things last long and some things dissolve, right? So this is just one of those situations where we're being drawn back to see what exactly, what are the things that have stood the test of time, over time. So yeah.
These works started as a result of me losing, say, 70-80% of our picture albums at home. The roof of our store caved in, water got in and damaged most of the pictures. And the way ink is on printing paper, once water touches it, the ink lifts. But then I would say, desperately needed to preserve what was left of it. So in order to mourn the loss, or while I was mourning the loss, it just occurred to me that this isn't really gone. You can still, it's something is never too damaged. You can still find something in it. So I decided to start preserving the work by, painting what's left of it. Not necessarily wanting to fill in the gaps, but just letting what is left, tell the rest of the story.
This solo exhibition of contemporary art is by self-taught artist and photographer Ronke Komos.
For more art activities, do tune in next time.
On Art House next week, Not a Swan Song, a solo exhibition by Femi Simpson in Lagos. UK Envoy Views Group exhibition of contemporary art at Kokopelli Gallery in Lagos. More people need to enjoy the ingenious in the Nigerian art scene. So do share, view and like our page for everyone to experience these bundle of talents. Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's the program today. We appreciate you for being great company and look forward to interacting with you next time. But you always know where to find us on our various social media platforms where the conversation continues as always. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Have a great day.